Oscar Bevis, IFL TV MTK Global, delighted to be joined by Mr. Nathan Gorman. How are you, mate?
Very well, are you?
Very well, very well. Good. I must say, you look in tremendous shape.
Yeah, I'm feeling a bit better. Obviously, last time out, it was 16, 17-month layoff from the ring. Drank a net what I wanted. Drank a net like a pig, to be fair. I think as it's shown in my last fight, but the thing is, I got back in there and I needed to get that win to get the love back for the sport. And that's what it's done. And I had 3 or 4 days off, got back into the gym, been working really hard. Been doing a lot of S&C this camp as well, hell of a lot. Get some ground-based work in. And hopefully, come Saturday, it pays all off.
What was the snack of choice? Well, you was eating and drinking what you want. What are we talking? Are we talking cakes?
You think about it, I had it.
Just anything?
Yeah, everything and anything.
So was that last one almost like you was doing a camp to try and, like you said, fall back in love with the sport? What was it that you felt like you lost from the sport, perhaps?
Listen, when I got beat by Daniel, obviously, if you ask any fighter in here what's unbeaten and they lose, it doesn't go to your head, it goes to your right. You think, oh, I'm a failure, I've said I was doing this, doing that, and obviously I got blitzed. So that's what it felt like to me. I felt like I let everyone down. But when I looked at the bigger picture, I thought, I'm only 23-year-old, 24 now, but 23-year-old at the time, and I thought, I've got 10 years in the game. There's heavyweights out there who's been beat 10, 12 times, still topping bills. You know what I mean? So I got a long time ahead of me.
Yeah, and are we coming into what could be a real successful period for you now? Because after the defeat to Daniel, 2019 closed out, 1 fight in 2020, and I imagine 2021 you'll look to be out 3-4 times, step the levels up, and I suppose at the end of this year, are we talking about a Nathan Gorman when people are going, right, he's ticking again and he's looking mustard?
Exactly, mate. That's what I want. Obviously, Saturday isn't a foregone conclusion. I've got to get Pavel Sauer out their way first. I've got to beat him, then move on to the next one. Like you said, ideally I want to be match fit, ring fit. After this, maybe 2 months and fight again, and so on and so forth, and hopefully by the end of the year, be British and Commonwealth champion.
Let's talk about Pavel Sauer now. I didn't know he spoke English, you just told me, and you said that he's come with a bit of an attitude. I didn't know this. We're going to have to get him on.
Yeah, we'll get him on. I just shook his hand and stuff. I caught him in the corner of my eye as I walked past him. Give it one of those looks. I thought, oh. I can interview with him and he was talking English when he boxed in America. So that's how I know he speaks a bit of English. How much, I don't know, but I'll let you be the judge.
Well, I'm going to send you. I was going to say it's going to be really shit interview now, but what I'll do is I'll send it to you, and hopefully we can get something out of him interesting. Because I don't know, do you kind of like that, Like if there is a little bit of something there, because it's easy to fight these guys and they're just be a bit dull at times.
Yeah, it's good. You need a bit of needle here and there, don't you? So it's good. I think it's good. It gets you motivated as well, doesn't it?
Can't wait for that now. Yeah, like I said, just Pavel Sauer, and then we move on. Let's look at his 3 defeats, actually. And all right, they are defeats, but they come at the hands of good opposition. Yeah. Is there a bit of pressure on you to go and beat that? I know Huey stopped him in 3, Hrgovic stopped him. Are you looking to beat those guys, or are you just taking it on your own shoulder?
Truthfully, mate, if I win by a point, if I knock him out in 1 round, a win's a win. Obviously, if the knockout's there, I'm gonna go for it. But nothing reckless, because if you go in there thinking you're going to knock someone out, especially a 17-stone man, and get reckless, you're going to get hurt. He's lost a good opposition, like you said. He went 10 rounds with Jermaine Franklin, American, got blitzed in a round with Filip Hrgovic, and he went 3 rounds with Huey Fury, which, let's be fair, they're all world-class opposition. Huey's only lost to world opposition, let's be fair, and he's boxed for a world title, British champion. Filip Hrgovic, again, on the door of a world title shot. So these are all good opposition he's fought and lost to, so it'll be interesting to see. I think it's a good yardstick to see where we're at the minute.
Well, let's hope everything goes smoothly and we can continue with another sort of force in the British heavyweight scene. David Adeleye's on this card now. I know that, I don't know, yeah, you're smiling. Is it something you're going to get a bit bored of? I think BT were trying to set a bit of something up. You're ahead of David where you are in his career. He has called you out. He said some things. Do we entertain that at all?
This is what it's like. It's like me calling out Anthony Joshua and expecting him to fight me. He's going to look at me and say, go away, isn't he?
But how far would you have to push until he looks and goes, oh, yeah, is that what David's trying to do?
I think that's what he's trying to do. This is my 19th fight and this is David's 4th or 5th fight. If he was like 9 or 10 fights in and he was on the verge of that British title, that British title where we could get a British title fight on, I'd be more than happy to do it. But at the minute, there's nothing in it for me. If I fought him, all right, say if I fought him and I beat him, people would just say, oh, well, what's he done? He'd be a prospect. So if I fought him and beat him and I won a British title, different ballgame then.
I mean, I'm sure David would be up for fighting you for the British title now.
Yeah, of course he will. He's a fighting man, money. He'll fight anyone. You can tell that the way. I think there's no disrespect in it. What he's doing, he just wants to fight, doesn't he? And we're both under the same banner. It's an easy fight to make, but when the time's right.
Saturday night, there's a big one going on in Gibraltar. Whyte-Povetkin as a fellow heavyweight. I thought it's a solid question for me to ask how you think that's going to go. I mean, I can't remember. You might have told us at the time. What was your prediction first time round?
I thought White was going to win. To be fair, he was on top all the way through, wasn't he? I think he scored 2 or 3 knockdowns in between, didn't he? But Povetkin, he's got that dangerous left hand, as you know, and if he lands it, he's doing a lot of damage. So I think I'm going to back White because I think Povetkin, which I said this beforehand, Povetkin's getting to that age now. Was he 40, 41? But yeah, if he hits you, same again. Heavyweights, isn't it? It's interesting. It's a very interesting fight. It can capture the imagination. But I think Dillian Whyte will stop him between 6 to 8 rounds. Sorry, midway through, I think he'll stop him.
So the first fight hasn't changed your opinion at all?
No. That shot, if it landed on any heavyweight in the world, I think would have knocked out. It was a well balanced, well timed, perfectly executed. I think he's practiced that punch 101 times in the gym. And you can see the way it was effortless the way through it. So, yeah, I'm going to go for Dillian Whyte.
As a heavyweight, do you believe in all that sort of punch from the gods talk? I know Joshua sort of made a comment, not that he made excuses after his defeat to Ariza, he made that sort of comment. The same sort of things we said about Povetkin. You know that punch from the gods, because like you said, as a heavyweight, you can knock anyone out with one punch. Do you sort of buy? Is that sort of not giving someone enough credit at times when you just say a punch from the gods?
I do believe any man over 15 stone, if he hits you, it hurts. I've never sparred or fought a feather-fisted heavyweight, put it that way. Every one of them can punch. So yeah, there is that. Listen, I could smash this man to bits for 9 rounds or 10 rounds, and the last 30 seconds get clipped. It can happen. It's boxing. That's why everyone loves heavyweight boxing. It's a one punch can change everything.
Well, one that we're all looking forward to is Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua gaining some traction. Obviously, I know you're going to tell me Tyson Fury is going to win, bias or not. I know that's how you feel. But as we get closer, as more is said, as the negotiations go on, is your method of victory for Tyson change at all when you see little tweaks and things said here and there?
Not at all. I'd still, if put it this way, if I had £1 million, I'd put it on Tyson. I haven't got £1 million, but if I did, I'd put it on Tyson. I think no heavyweight at the minute beats Tyson Fury. I think he's just too good. Yes, plain and simple, he's too good. I think he's done one heavyweight in the world. Nothing said about Anthony Joshua because the man is exceptional. That's just the way I think. I think Tyson beats him.
Do you feel like people are almost going, you have to be Team Tyson or Team Joshua? No one's really sitting back and going like, Joshua's good, Tyson's good. It's always you're either one team or the other.
Anthony Joshua's extremely good. You know what I mean? The man's fought a lot of. Look who he's fought and beat. I just don't think he'll beat Tyson, and that's not me being biased, me being honest. I think he beats him easy, I really do. Not easy, because that's too harsh to say, because Joshua is an incredible fighter, but I think he beats him well.
And do you have one eye on the undercard? Obviously, Isaac's been a bit of a mainstay on Tyson's undercards out in the States. You get a win here, perhaps one more. Do you have like sort of a little eye on the undercard potentially?
Yeah, listen, if there's a slot, get me on it for the get me on it for the British title.
You and David?
There you go.
I'm trying to push it like BT.
Whatever. Whoever.
Just before we wrap it up, anything else you'd like to add, or maybe a message to people why they should tune in on Saturday night?
Yeah, obviously tune in. Hopefully, watch a good show. I think it's a 2-day show as well, isn't it? So it's going to be a good weekend. Good weekend for the fans, definitely.